Update from Bike Incubator. Speaking of Bike Incubator, is that name going to change? Should it change? Stay tuned till the end to find out. Okay, if you're just joining us for the first time, then you should know that Houston and I, my co-founder Houston Bokinski and I, really care about the data that navigation apps, routing apps use to help people get from A to B on a bicycle, by foot, in a wheelchair, etc. Okay, it turns that we trying to figure out why Google's trying to kill you when it gives you bike instructions and walking instructions. And one of the answers, one of the main problems, is a huge dearth of data. It turns out Google doesn't know everything, neither do its competitors. Okay, why is that? Is why isn't the data there? We live in 2024. Great question. It's because getting the data is actually super expensive. Now, you might think, oh, you'll just use satellite images. Well, that's not going to have enough resolution. Bike racks are pretty small. The features that cause problems when you're walking or cycling are pretty small, and some of them are ephemeral. What about aerial images? Same problem. Sometimes, and very often, in fact, in surveying, you need to send a human out to do the assessment. Utility companies know this. Ecologists know this. Lots of people in city and government know this. You got to send experts in, but experts are expensive. And what's more expensive than an expensive expert? An expensive expert who's using slow and clumsy tooling, clipboards, basically tablet-based surveying interfaces are just clipboards, and they were great in their time, but we now live in the future. Okay, and so we can unblock people. This is ripe for disruption. No more menus, endless menus. Let's unblock the surveyors. I'm a surveyor. Here's a picture of me. I like surveying. I like surveying bike racks. I like surveying ecological things. So I built this for myself. Houston and I built this for us, actually. And here we go. We now can collect data at the speed of looking and speaking. We can just look at things and speak, and suddenly data is collected. Go up to this thing. What is this? Boom. Logged. Outcome structured data. So we want to show you the ability. I want to test the ability. I want to develop the ability to just look at things, go up to things, evaluate them, talk about them, and outcome structured data. I want to know what the state of the bike parking is near Lake Merritt BART, near Laney College. What sorts of bike racks are available? How many bikes could be parked? Okay, this is the variety of bike racks. I'll let you pause to look at this so I can move on. However, I will tell you lockable pole means some sort of pole, usually a street sign, of sufficient diameter to lock a bike to, using a U-lock, as you can see here. It ain't too wide, it ain't too thin, okay? Goldilocks street sign for locking bikes. Okay, this is the distribution of all the official purpose-built bike racks here near. This is the BART, and this is Laney College. This is what's available. Okay, I'll let you pause and look and see what's available. This is what's available if you include lockable poles, basically city infrastructure that the city probably doesn't want you locking your bike to, but look, it's better distributed. So let's actually think about this. Most of the bike parking is actually available at BART, which doesn't necessarily make sense, at least not for this BART station, because probably most of the people who are getting off their BART ride here are either walking to their destination or they're going to bike to their destination, okay? And from here to here is 10 minutes walking, but it's about 2.5 minutes biking, even less if you're fast like me. So it does not make sense to ride the BART and lock your bike here. It might make sense to ride the BART and then go somewhere else, but for other reasons that's unlikely. Anyway, notice the poles are better distributed, so you're probably going to see lots of bikes locked around here, and in fact, that is what I saw. We won't cover that in this survey. But here's the counts. Every dot here, every red dot is 2 bikes because it's a pole, and then these numbers here represent the number of bike spots available in these different bike parking situations, okay? Notice that we have almost 700 total bike spots available. The vast majority are provided by purpose-built formal bike racks. However, 218 are available with informal infrastructure. And in fact, notice the distribution is better. So, you're probably going to lock your bike here because there's no bike parking available here. The same is true in this part of Laney, okay? If you're coming in this way, you're going to lock your bike around here. And in fact, there are bikes locked to these poles there. All right. This is my route that I traveled. Here's some basic stats. The key thing is 5.75 miles per hour. That's really fast surveying, okay? I'm getting 4 data points basically, plus the GPS point. 4 things about the thing, plus the GPS location, the lat long. What would it mean to find all the bike parking in Oakland? Well, you'd know which businesses are bike friendly. You know which racks are barely used, which might tell you something about opportunity to attract cyclists or something about maintenance. I don't know. And you could also maybe find out where bikes are often inappropriately locked. Of course, you'd have to visit a few more times, but basically to do the entire area once is about $10,000, and then you can do some targeted analysis later, really, really cheaply. So there you have it. We have the ability to take speech plus sensor data in and structured data out. We're really interested in geospatial data. That's very, very important. Pinning something to the real world is really useful. We don't have this yet. We can add image data. We can do automatic segmenting with models like SAM. We can add other data, inclinometers, inertial measurement units, so you know how big the pothole is or how big the crack in a sidewalk is. The sky's the limit on the number of sensors you can add. Lithium batteries are small and cheap and light. We can run for hours and hours and hours and hours. Here's the lithium battery. Okay, current goals. We got to create a demo and a pitch deck. Why? Because we need to get a paid POC or some angel investment in order to develop our ability to just look at stuff, talk about it, maybe measure it with some sort of cool future technology, and then out comes structured data for your data analysts. Boom, there it is. Boom, it's out. Okay? We purchased the name microwaves.ai. Is that a better name than Bike Incubator for this kind of product? I think so. What do you think? Get in contact with me. Leave a message, leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Demo subject. Okay, the demo subject here was bike racks. That's great. We love bike racks. Do you think a more comprehensive survey of bike racks in Oakland, perhaps presented with slightly prettier maps, is enough of a demonstration of our abilities to get some investment from, say, utilities? Or who do you think would be interested in this technology? Answer either one of those questions in a personal message or in the comments below. Finally, resources. Here's the raw data. Here's the labeling guide I used. If you want to see how frustratingly difficult it is to do bike assessments normally, okay, here's this really great assessment they did using Google Forms. Okay, Google Forms, just like clicking a million buttons. Pretty tedious work. Okay, and finally, if you want to get more context on what we're doing, you can visit Houston's awesome flipping tool. You can read the amazing article he wrote that has gotten 13,000 views so far that explains what the problem with the micromobility infrastructure is. Of course, we now realize we have this amazing technology, and it's useful for not just micromobility, but a whole array of other things. Thank you very much for your time. Take care. Bye-bye.